Oh yeah. Welcome to Skullabus Tutorials. Welcome. Alright, for this tutorial topic, it's going to be about securing your home network. Basically doing Wi-Fi and all that. So, starting off with the different terms you will need to know. Alright, starting off with the first term. The first term is SSID. This means Service Set Identifier. This is basically the function to enable the broadcast of the network name, making it so an end client like my laptop here can connect to the network. And SSID stands for Service Set Identifier, if I have not mentioned that already. MAC address stands for Media Access Control Address. This is basically like an IP address, but it is actually the burnt-in number for the network interface card, which basically means, in a dumbed-down perspective, like your serial number like on the switch, which you can't see right now, my laptop, or even a water bottle. Alright, MAC address filtering. This is basically a function to where you can allow MAC addresses onto your network or block MAC addresses from your network. Basically like whitelisting or blacklisting. So basically with MAC address filtering, it basically allows you to use another level of encryption, basically allowing MAC addresses on the whitelist and the blacklist. Now, in case you're wondering, what's the difference between the whitelist and blacklist? Now, I can answer that right now. The whitelist is basically the list of allowed MAC addresses onto your network. As for the blacklist, is for MAC addresses that are not allowed on a network. So basically, if you want to get rid of security settings on your router, go without a password, then just use a whitelist. Simple as that. Alright, now we can decide what type of security encryption would be best to use on your wireless network. Now, one of the common ways you can do it is just leave it unsecured. You better be careful with this, especially if you live in a very heavily populated area like New York City or a heavily populated neighborhood. So, keep doing it that way will allow other people to use your wireless internet, and that could pose some security risks. Say like if you're running a business. A lot of businesses have open Wi-Fi. But many people don't know how to do all that hack stuff and all that. Granted, I don't know how to either, but if someone comes in there with the right software, they can hack into that network and also take very sensitive information like social security numbers, credit card numbers, any of that. So it is best to have some sort of encryption on your network. Alright, so going with the next option for different encryption would be WEP. This stands for Wireless Equivalent Privacy. Now, what this includes is a static key, basically meaning it doesn't change. So this can really pose a security risk for sure. It doesn't matter how long you have the encryption key. It can be cracked within minutes. I mean minutes. It may be good for rural areas or if you live out in the middle of nowhere where no one else lives near you. So keep that in mind depending on your location, and you want to make sure that you do not let anyone know about your password for WEP, or just don't use WEP at all, because it was good for when it first came out, but today it can be cracked within a matter of minutes, which I have mentioned earlier, and I stress you, do not use WEP. Next is WPA. WPA stands for Wireless Protected Access. WPA is much more secure due to the fact that it has a dynamic key. So basically it's the opposite of static key, where it scrambles the frequency up and it just scrambles the traffic a lot more, which makes it much more harder to crack and can take hours upon hours depending on how long of a password you have on that Wi-Fi network. So just keep that in mind. It basically, again, scrambles the key, making it more difficult to crack into the network using Kali, Backtrack, or Ubuntu. WPA2 does the same thing, it's just a much more improved version of WPA. So in my opinion, I would have to choose WPA2. And I'll have more videos going into more detail on each one. Then after that, I'll do a comparison video after The three I will be going over: Wpa, Wpa, and Wpa2. So stay tuned for those videos later on when I get more time to do the research, get the facts down, and bring it to you. Alright, the router I'm going to be using for this tutorial is the Netgear WPN824 RangeMax wireless router. I've had this router for a while now, and I tell you, it actually works really nice. And for the other videos, I'll be doing them in parts. And I'm going to be doing them in different orders, so be surprised on which one I'm probably going to be doing. I might do a basic configuration but for wireless security and all that good stuff. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me at skullabus@gmail.com. Thank you.